Saturday, October the 7th, 2023. The day starts peacefully, normally, but as dawn breaks, a massacre unfolds.
Israeli party-goers from an overnight rave running for their lives. Videos were also shared of Israelis being taken into Gaza. Yoni Asher is begging for the safe return of his wife and 2 small children.
We are full of pride. We're really full of joy.
For me, yesterday was a victory.
It's a lie, all this anti-Semitism.
You genocide supporter!
Hitler knew how to deal with these people.
I personally want to feel safe. I want my children never have to worry about being Jewish.
I'm very worried about it.
Once or twice, people have actually thrown empty beer bottles from a passing bus at me, hitting me once.
It's starting all over again. It's all over again.
Anti-Semitism is present more so now than it was pre-October the 7th.
Since October the 7th, given the diversity of our community, it's become much more of a challenge.
Because before the response from Israel began, there was already, inflamed protests all around the world. You could definitely feel a bit of tension. It was affecting staff.
I wouldn't say a massive amount of students look at the news, but what they do look at is the social media that they're on. Because a lot of the children I work with, they don't even know that some of that stuff is anti-Semitic.
Parents, students are going to the senior leadership with concerns about what is happening, how is it going to affect students. We've got quite a large South Asian community, so there are lots of people in the school with ties to the area. We've got Jewish students with ties to Israel as well, so we've got students with, so to speak, skin in the game.
When everything happened on October the 7th, we as a school kind of were like, well, how do we address this? There was a debate going on, particularly on social media amongst teachers about, well, we don't respond to it, we just ignore it. It's too political, we can't talk about it. We must close those conversations down. We struggled to kind of deal with that. We felt a little bit like, well, how are we going to fight this fire?
Time spent with Het has really helped deal with this sort of a post-October the 7th world to a sort of great degree, because one of the byproducts of an excellent Holocaust education is being able to tackle anti-Semitism where it arises. And then you sort of trace the history of Judaism all the way up to the Holocaust and then the present day, so modern Judaism as well. And I think that really helps, because then people realise, right, okay, so this is what a Jewish person is. Jewish people are not all what you see on the news.
And after the events of October the 7th, Het reached out to me and asked me, what is it that you need as an educator to help help the young people?
What Het does is guides you through the sort of really complex waters of Holocaust education, because it is politically charged, it's emotionally charged, it's difficult history to teach, you don't have a lot of time to teach it. The most valuable thing Het has done for me is me feeling more equipped in identifying anti-Semitism where it arises, spotting anti-Semitic comments, remarks, chants, whatever.
And I spoke with Het, we had a focus group, we had a meeting, and we were able to talk to them about what we were concerned about, and we asked them for some materials on how best to approach those conversations. Het has always been kind of the backbone of everything we as a school and I myself have done as a lead.
And then when you meet with Het and you meet with the other educators, you realise, right, there's people doing this all over the country and all over the world, so it's really inspiring. Students react best to passionate and informed teachers.
And that's where we step in.
I think that the whole experience of going to Auschwitz was really emotional and harrowing. I think one of the biggest things that kind of impacted me among many was seeing the clumps of hair of victims of the Holocaust, and it just sticks with you. 6 million seems like a number, but when you actually see that every one of those 6 million people were human beings, just like all of us, with hopes and dreams and their own stories.
Before I started on my educational journey with the Holocaust Educational Trust, I did not know a single Jewish person.
And in the 2 weeks following the attacks, I witnessed 4 separate incidents.
I'm not even Jewish, and I have experienced anti-Semitism.
Being younger, I had no idea what anti-Semitism was. I knew that there's hate and racism that existed, but not specifically what anti-Semitism is, until I did lessons from Auschwitz and became an ambassador for the Holocaust Educational Trust.
You know, I've spoken to people who haven't wanted to go into central London on a Saturday, and that's just unfathomable.
I do have Jewish friends in Leeds, and they also feel really uncomfortable, and they feel that they can't show that their Jewishness because they're afraid of being attacked. And sometimes it makes you really think about, are we actually moving forward?
Not a lot of people understand the issue, the complexity of the issue. Not a lot of people see anti-Semitism as a form of racism that deserves the same treatment as other forms. And not a lot of people understand the Holocaust, what it was, why it's relevant in contemporary society.
I think going to Israel with the Holocaust Educational Trust is probably one of the greatest experiences of my life.
It was a life-changing experience.
One part of that experience that really stuck with me was going through the museums of Yad Vashem.
And I came back from that visit and just decided that going into Holocaust education, fighting anti-Semitism, felt like the right thing to do as a career.
It's made me want to become a regional ambassador and continue my work to spread the message across the world that we need to make sure that we defeat anti-Semitism and all kinds of hate wherever we see it.
I've always thought Het's work is important, but I don't think I could overestimate how important it is right now.
People have to know what happened so it doesn't happen again.
Het is incredible, irreplaceable. If anyone has the power to affect the spread of anti-Semitism, I cannot think of any other organization that can do it as effectively, as efficiently, and as persistently.
Het has a very important role.
If you can convince as many people as possible to be on the right side of history, I think that's a really powerful thing for society and our communities.
People always ask me why, as a non-Jewish person, I do this work. And my answer is always the same, which is, if I don't do it, then who will?
I really believe in education. What other answer would you say?